Here at Tom's Guide, we've got our eyes on the best streaming services, both those that deliver fantastic original shows and the services that offer live TV for those who cut the cord. So, to kick things off for this inaugural edition, I'm going to talk about 3 recent releases that you really ought to check out. Up first, we've got the answer to the age-old riddle. How could Netflix spend $200 million on something that doesn't even last 3 hours? It's The Gray Man, a new film I actually paid money to see in theaters, right? The Gray Man is an adaptation of the Mark Greaney spy novels, where a black ops spy guy, Court Gentry, played by Ryan Gosling, becomes a rogue agent after he uncovers a bit too much he wasn't supposed to know. Bad things are going on internally at the CIA, as they often do at this sort of thing, and they get even worse when the CIA calls in one of its former employees, this sociopathic former agent named Lloyd Hansen, to bring Gentry down. Lloyd's played by Chris Evans, and it's quite a performance, because yes, the former Captain America has traded in his shield to become a baddie. It turns out the role suits him quite well. Evans thrives in this role, and it looks like he has a ton of fun being evil. Yes, that's what happens when you put a definition of a goody-goody hero for 8 years in a row.
Aw, man.
Hey, Sunshine.
You must be Lloyd.
What gave it away?
The white pants, the trash stash. It leans Lloyd.
Where's the drive?
Got it here somewhere. It's just hard to see. Is that it?
Wolfie.
I enjoyed The Gray Man enough, but I wouldn't actually recommend paying money to see it at a theater. For one, the dialogue actually benefits from subtitles sometimes because of enunciation difficulties, and 2, it's not that much of an amazing movie. It's a good movie. The action scenes, though, are kind of its weaker parts. They're not really all that memorable half the time. The character work from Gosling and Evans, though, is the true gem at the core of this movie. Calibrate your expectations properly, and make sure if you have HDR or Dolby Vision, you have it turned on, because some of the darker scenes could benefit from contrast. It's good, but not leave the house and spend $18 on a ticket and even more on snacks good. Next up, we've got to talk about my pick for the best new show on TV. It's called The Rehearsal, and it's on HBO Max. Nathan Fielder, as always, is just trying to help. His previous show, Nathan For You, saw Fielder use his want to help people improve their small businesses. One Dumb Starbucks got a lot of attention. The Rehearsal, though, takes his passion in a different direction to guide people who are extremely concerned about their next actions. So much so, though, that they're okay with rehearsing every inch and iota of the decisions they're afraid of making.
Everything that's happened today, I've rehearsed it. Hey, hi, Nathan. Dozens of times. In a replica of your home. This is what we can do for you and you.
You know, just off the top of my head, I would say sure, let's go with it.
This is gonna be fun.
It will be.
Once you see the depth Fielder is willing to go in order to help his guests who are agonizing over a decision that you might think is small, but they really care about, trust me, you'll buy into the show. It's amazing.
I'm the bad guy in
Well, but he's a dream maker,
Okay.
and you're making some dreams happen for
But
me.
kids died in the factory?
Well, they supposedly died.
I'll read the book again just to look into it.
His wholesome yet awkward demeanor is just enough to make it so you believe in him as a reliable character until he abuses you of that notion. But once you start watching The Rehearsal, you'll understand the amount of effort that goes into a single episode, and you'll treasure each episode, as I plan to. It's all rooted in the fact that Fielder just wants to help. He just goes about giving this help in the oddest ways possible, and everybody should just check it out. And if you don't watch this show, I think you failed. Last up, it's time to talk about Netflix's Resident Evil. I know this might be a tough sell. Critics don't exactly love Netflix's new Resident Evil series. It's had a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, which, they visualize that green splat. But allow me to be the dissenting voice. Netflix's Resident Evil is actually good. Beyond being nearly good though, it's a fun invention of what the Resident Evil world can be. It exists within the lore though. And yeah, okay, a lot of fans, they're angry, they don't want their Resident Evil to change. I understand that. But this show might open Resident Evil up to an even wider audience. You gotta check this out from this new angle.
They said the world would end in 2036. But they were wrong. The world ended a long time ago.
The series finds Lance Reddick playing Albert Wesker, except he doesn't look or act like the Wesker that fans have seen in the video games. This Wesker is a loving dad of 2 twin daughters, and he's bringing them to live with him in New Raccoon City. This utopic suburban town where the reborn Umbrella Corporation is up to no good again. The town kind of looks like a Black Mirror set, and it all sets the vibe up that the show follows through on. Something is very wrong at foot here, and Umbrella's got a new Uber drug called Joy that it wants to market to kids. Meanwhile, it's actually Wesker's daughters, Jade and Billy, who are as much the show and the center of the show as Albert Wesker is. So it's got some classic Resident Evil and it's got some new stuff. I think Resident Evil on Netflix is scary and foreboding, but also camp and funny. Certain lines, yeah, they're already being lampooned on social media for being a little too on the nose, but I really enjoyed the show and finished it less than a day. I'm not even a huge Resident Evil fan either. That might be why I liked it so much. I can appreciate the games, but I'm always looking for something that does something new and different, which this show does. So avoid the hang-ups. Don't think about the Mila Jovovich series. She's not showing up, and neither is Lady Dimitrescu. But Resident Evil on Netflix is worth a watch, and we hope it gets a second season. That was it for the first edition of What to Watch this week. Again, I'm Henry T. Casey at Tom's Guide. Go over to tomsguide.com, check out all of our streaming coverage. We're tackling what you should be watching, how you should be watching it, and what are the best streaming devices to watch it on.